The story began with a photograph. In 2019, Emily Carter, a 28-year-old photographer from Seattle, bought an old film camera from a thrift store in Portland. It was a vintage Canon AE1, the kind that still smelled faintly of old leather and dust. When she opened the film compartment, she found a half-used Kodak roll still inside. Curious, she decided to develop it. When the images emerged from the developer, she froze. Among the grainy shots of landscapes and old buildings, there was a picture of her, standing on a pier, wearing the same blue coat she had bought just 2 months ago. Except the film had expired in 1993. Emily tried to brush it off. "It's probably someone who just looks like me," she told herself. But deep inside, something felt wrong. The pier in the photo was unmistakably Alki Beach, where she walked every weekend. The seagulls, the mountains in the background, even the chipped wooden railing matched exactly. Her curiosity turned into obsession. She scanned the negative into her laptop, enhanced it, and zoomed in. The timestamp in the corner read, April 3, 1993, 26 years before she was even there. But there was more. In the bottom corner of the frame stood a man, holding a camera, looking straight at her. 2 weeks later, while editing photos at a coffee shop downtown, Emily noticed the man sitting at the table beside her. Late 30s, dark brown hair, same olive jacket as the man from the photo. She felt her stomach twist. He looked up. Their eyes met. He smiled first. "You're the girl from the pier, aren't you?" Emily's hands went cold. "What did you say?" He nodded slowly, almost nervously. "I knew I'd see you again." His name was Daniel Hayes, a freelance journalist who claimed to have once worked on a documentary about time anomalies, moments captured on film that couldn't logically exist. He told Emily that he had taken the photograph in 1993 when he was testing a camera he'd found during a research trip about the Philadelphia experiment, a rumored World War II military project involving time travel. Of course, Emily didn't believe a word of it until he showed her the original negatives. They spent hours together that night. Daniel explained how, in the early 90s, he had been documenting stories about strange events connected to electromagnetic experiments, people vanishing, objects reappearing decades later. He said he had taken that picture of the pier while alone, but when the film was developed, her figure appeared in it. "I thought it was a double exposure, until I saw you today. You haven't aged a day since that picture." Emily laughed awkwardly, but she couldn't ignore the chill running down her spine. Over the next few weeks, they met often, sometimes to talk about photography, sometimes just to talk. Daniel was gentle, intelligent, and oddly familiar, like someone she'd known all her life. He listened when she spoke about her mother's passing, her fear of being stuck in time as a photographer who captured everyone's stories except her own. He, in turn, told her about his loneliness, his guilt over losing a fiancé in a car accident 10 years ago. Her name was Elise. She looked a little like you. That night, under the golden glow of the Space Needle, they kissed for the first time. But then the impossible happened again. One morning, Emily woke up to find Daniel missing. His phone was disconnected. His apartment was empty, as if no one had lived there for years. When she went to the leasing office, the landlord told her, "We haven't rented that unit to anyone named Daniel Hayes since 1994. She froze. To prove it, the landlord pulled out an old lease record. There it was. Daniel Hayes, born 1961. The same man. "But that's impossible," she whispered. "He's only 37. Emily spent the next several months searching for answers. She combed through archives, online forums, even old newspaper microfilms. Finally, she found something chilling. A journalist named Daniel Hayes, had disappeared mysteriously in 1994 after investigating time distortion experiments near a military base in Nevada. There was even a photo attached to the article, the same man she had fallen in love with. Emily refused to believe it. She drove to Nevada, tracing his steps to the small town of Rachel, near Area 51. Locals there still remembered a crazy reporter who talked about a camera that captures moments across time. One elderly woman told her, "He said he met the woman he was destined to find, a girl from the future." The words made her dizzy. At sunset, Emily stood on the same stretch of desert highway Daniel had last been seen on. The horizon burned orange. Out of habit, she lifted her old Canon AE1, the same one she had bought from the thrift store, and took a picture. When she developed it that night at a small motel, her heart stopped. There, faintly in the background, was Daniel, smiling, holding his camera, looking straight at her. This time, the timestamp read April 3, 1994, exactly a year after his disappearance. Emily's story spread quietly on the internet. Skeptics dismissed it as digital manipulation, but photo experts confirmed the negatives were authentic. Even Kodak Labs verified that the timestamps couldn't have been altered. The data encoding system didn't allow it. She stopped giving interviews after a while. The attention, the disbelief, the endless prove it. It all became too much. But friends say Emily changed after that. She moved to the countryside, near the Washington coast, and rarely photographed people anymore. Her art shifted to landscapes, fog, and light, like she was trying to capture something invisible. One final mystery remained. In 2021, when a photography exhibition displayed her work posthumously after she passed away in a car accident, curators found a hidden roll of film labeled, "For Daniel." When developed, the photos showed the two of them standing together on Alki Beach, holding hands. The timestamp read April 3, 1993. Even today, no one can explain it. Some say it's proof that love can transcend time, that two souls meant for each other will always find a way to meet, even after decades. Others call it a glitch in reality. But those who visit Alki Beach sometimes claim they've seen them. A man and a woman, both holding cameras, standing on the pier as if frozen in an endless moment, watching each other through the lens and smiling.